Hello, friends. How are you today? I'm so excited to be here with you and share information about the energies through the Schumann resonance. Before we get started, if you could like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video if it resonates with you, that would be wonderful. All right, let's take a look at what is going on here. So it's just amazing. The chart itself is pretty quiet, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So we're going to look at the black charts, frequencies, amplitudes, and qualities. Here's the frequencies. Now, the big thing, in my view, that has happened is that the red resonance has expanded its range. On my last video, I'll link my last video below, I went into this great discussion about the Schumann trends. It was really I really did a deep dive on it. And actually, I wanted to let you know I released a clip of it because I decided to put the astrology out separately in addition. So that was my clip from yesterday on the astrology stories. The other pertinent information that relates to the trends we're going to be discussing is my Schumann resonance video with the truck in the thumbnail. So all the details of the trends that I don't mention right now are in those videos. So what I wanted to say, though, is that on this chart, what we see is that the frequency range of red has now expanded, almost doubled, because it was in a super narrow range of 0.3 hertz to 0.4 hertz. Now, what does that even mean? Well, how I look at it is that the frequencies reflect an aspect of our world, of our reality as human beings. That's how I read the Schumann chart, because it happens to be in the frequency range of human brainwaves. And for that and other reasons that I explain in my beginner's playlist, I do look at the chart as a reflection of human consciousness. And it's my view that what the red represents is the deep, dense aspects of our reality, our deep emotions, whether that's anger or whether it's passion. Also, our thoughts that are sort of super engaged in a way that is, where we're kind of an energy, the shadow aspects of our personalities. And I think that the red can also represent the forces of darkness in the world. So it's so fascinating because this red range has broken through. I'm going to show you that in the qualities in a second. But it was in a very narrow and flattish in terms of how the waves were moving. But now you can see it's very spiky and it's in a 0.75 range. So what I'm saying is that when the range super narrows, it's like our activities in that area of life in general become very compressed and hard to express outwardly. It's because the range has narrowed. So it's kind of like if you have a closet full of clothes and you have shirts, pants, dresses, shoes, hats, and then someone took your closet and they said, okay, you can only have 1 foot of space now. So instead of like a closet that's I don't know, 3 or 4 yards wide, let's say, a 9 feet closet. Now you have only a 1 foot long closet and you can't put very many shirts or pants or dresses or shoes in it or hats in it. Okay, so now I can only wear my red shirt and my blue jeans and, maybe I couldn't even fit any dresses in. Do you see what I'm saying? My ability to express myself and wear different kinds of clothing has really, the range of how I can do that has really narrowed. That is an example of, in our living life, what this might represent. So our emotional range, our thought range, our ability to express in the world was very narrowed. And this started in the early summer, and then it really took hold in August, and now it's finally the beginning of February. You can hear my voice is hoarse because I spoke for excuse me, I spoke for like 2 hours last night, and thank you so much if people are on who were at that talk for listening, and the exchange. It was so amazing. Excuse me. It was so fun too. Oh, that's an example. Okay, so I haven't been out in public giving a talk in I think over 2 years now. It was January of 2019, I think. I gave a seminar. So in life, that range of activity was severely restricted, and finally I got to talk. It was so exciting, like in person. And I'm so grateful to talk in front of you living human beings in this moment. Thank you for being here. Okay, so the emergency alarm going off in the background from the police or fire is kind of a good energy that explains something here. There was kind of an urgency to this. And why is that? It's because when our activities are very, very compressed, it could be that energy builds. Like, for example, in the example of the closet, I might get super frustrated and angry. Like, why were my clothes taken from me? Why did I only get 1 foot of closet space? I have to go to a meeting. I don't even have my business suit anymore, or whatever it happens to be. I don't have my clothes. I don't have my boots for walking in rain, and now it's pouring or snowing and I have work to do. It didn't fit in the closet. So now I'm getting angry, or I'm getting frustrated, or I'm sad and missing the old way that I used to be. Does this sound familiar? So that was broken through. And I'm calling this the walls tremble. And the reason why is down here. Breaking of the red resonance trends. It really came into effect on Saturday, January 29th. That is the day that the group rolled their heavy vehicles into Ottawa. It was so incredible. And actually on the 29th in Universal Time, so it's slightly off from this chart, but there were 19 solar flares on the 29th Universal Time. 2 of them were M-class flares, 17 C-class flares. And I've mentioned this before, but in about an 8-day period, and I haven't looked for the last 2 days, but there were like 80-something solar flares. And the solar flare level is still high. Watch this. Hold on. Here they are. So you see this? They're still close to the C-class range, and there was quite a few of them, as you can see on this chart. Now, that's opposed to being down here where they were previously. And right now, the geomagnetics are calm, but over the last few days, we had big geomagnetic storms and disturbances. But it really broke starting with the 29th. And now the walls have trembled, and look what's happened. This is huge. So the qualities here are, I like to call this like the truest expression of the source energy of what the red resonance is. And it's like in a human being. The closer that I am to fully embodying my soul, my quality would go up and up and up and up and up. Okay, in the Hertz level, this is theoretical, theoretically, because I'm getting closer and closer and closer to emitting the truth of my source frequency. I'm not going to say natural frequency because that's expressed in the earthly human world. But if I could fully embody my soul frequency, I'm guessing that there would be a shift in the measurements of these things. Maybe I'm just thinking about Jesus and like, what was his Hertz levels when he, his emissions of his, brainwaves or his physical body or whatever. Isn't that an interesting concept? Okay, but here's what I want to say is that this, bam, it's broken. Look what happened. It's down here now for 2 days straight. We are in the 7 to rounding up to 13, rounding down and rounding up. So I'm giving it its full breath, but maybe 8 to 12 if you want to narrow it. But that's still it has been up between 20 and 25 literally since August. It's just been incredible. And it had been building since late May, June. Let me show you the previous chart. Okay, so here's 25, here's 21.4. See? Do you see what I'm saying? All right, so the frequency had been in here. Now we got these big breaks. Okay, this was a really big break from trend. And actually this one was too. Okay, right now the qualities are in here. Hold on, let me get in there. Right in there. Okay, so you see, like, boom, the wall of quality has fallen. Okay, now I put the walls tremble, okay, because because we're starting to see something in the physical world, but I don't think we've definitely have not seen the full effect in the physical world, okay, of whatever this means. And I think that, you know, my prediction is something else will possibly change on the chart related to the red resonance. And it could be that the frequency range expands, for example, because here, see, look at what's happening here, right? You see how it was having these big dips down low. Compare that to where it is now. See, this is to 19.74. You're not having a dip, but you're having an expansion of the range. So I think there might be something that goes on here, because the red frequency range can go a lot lower than this. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's just go back a little bit more. Go back to the 20. Oops. Ooh, that's an upcoming video that I'm making. It's very exciting. Or did I already make this video? Oh, you know what? This is from the video about how to change the control at the top of the pyramid in our human world. And I'll just tell you the answer. It's to dig out what's in your own subconscious, bring the light to it, and reclaim your human body and energy field and the transparency to yourself of what is in your field. And when you do that, you become at the top of your own pyramid of your human self. And then that translates out into the world. Imagine if we all did that. All right, let's go back to, I'm just going to actually keep moving forward here. So the other thing I wanted to show you is that the amplitudes right now are very low. There was a pop in white resonance to 11.3, and that just kind of goes along with what we've been seeing, that the white resonance has been the strongest sort of mover over the last few days. Meaning, like how I interpret that is the divine has our back. God has our back. Divinity is expressing through human activities and the desire for freedom, liberty, and all that kind of thing. You're seeing that in big, huge ways. But what's interesting is that people are they're really considering how they act. They're really thinking about, I'm so proud of people. It's just so amazing. You know, and think about it, because, and so in a way, it's a positive that the amplitudes are low here, because you can see it's just peaking at 3 to 4, okay, and everything but white. And how I described this was power levels are down. It could be a reflection of resting. It could be a reflection of reset. Now, let's claim this word back. What does that mean? That means we experience something. We take a break, we reconsider, we think about what happened, now we think about what we want to do next, and then we proceed on that path, okay? That's our human definition. So that's our word. It doesn't belong to any person or group or anything like that. Okay. I got an angel on my shoulder. I can just feel as I say this, I can just feel the angel put his or her hand on my shoulder. And oh, the energy was so incredible. Like, yes, dear, oh, that was amazing. Okay. It could be retreat. And sometimes retreat is a retreat in strength. You retreat and you build back your forces. You retreat and you recover your energy. You recover your connection with your principles. Really think about it. In a way, the last 2 years has been that for humanity, because we had become so, in the Western world, we had become so disconnected from the truth of what our society was founded on, especially in the United States, in England, the Magna Carta, our founding documents, the French Revolution, what has happened, right? We got so far away from liberté and, the divine rights of human beings. So really, it has been it has been a reset, but maybe not in the direction that was thought. Maybe it's in the direction of recovering these human values and our connection with God.